her dad like made Keiko come down. She was all pissed because he had just told her he about to leave. And then he does the proposal thing. I'm like, bro, look at this man. He really put himself out there.
For real.
Her dad is like every time he's about to lose, or he always goes to the proposals. I was like, I'm so
I was like,
weak.
no way. I wasn't expecting this dude. That much. He always pulls that one out. I'm like, what do you mean he pulled that one out? That's the first time I heard it.
That was so funny. And just how like cool he was with her dad, and like how her dad just like already knew what was up. Like, bro,
Yeah.
that boy Yusuke is just transcendent, bro. Like, I don't think you'll ever really see that in real life.
Nah, you won't.
But Yusuke just don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck, bro. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to The Flow. It's your host, River. And with me, I have Omar.
Yes, sir.
Alright, and today we're back on the Yu Yu Hakusho Virgins podcast. It's going to be episode 4 now. And we're talking about the last arc of Yu Yu Hakusho, which is the Three Kings Saga. So it's kind of bittersweet because this is the last arc, and here we are. We finished the show now. No more to watch. It's sad because it's so goated. But had to happen eventually. And the thing is that it took a while. It took a while.
It did. It took quite a bit.
I know.
Well, we pushed through at the end. We were finally watching the episodes.
Yeah, things happen. Omar had his struggles. I had my struggles. It is what it is. Here we are. Alright, so my first thoughts that I want to bring up is that to me, this arc is really good. Do not get me wrong. I thought it was a very good arc. And there's only 4 arcs, so I would say it's the third best arc because it's probably better than the first arc. But the other 2 are really goated, so it's not better than those 2. However, I think the first half of the arc was way better than the second half of the arc, in my opinion, because at the end, it felt so rushed, and they were just like, I just felt like they were just doing shit at that point. Like, the tournament was like what? We had like 3 episodes. It was like 3 episodes, and it was done. Like,
no, it wasn't.
Basically,
I'd give it like
5.
A lot more.
5?
5, 6, maybe 7. It wasn't exactly a tournament arc.
7, bro. What?
It wasn't exactly a tournament arc anyway.
I know, but the way they showed the fights, like Yusuke and Yami was like one full episode. It was like half of one episode and half of the next episode, and it was done. Like, that's not normally how they do their final fights. Usually it's like solid 2 episodes, maybe even 3 episodes.
That wasn't their final fight, though.
It was.
Well, I for them, I guess it was.
They didn't even show the final fight. That was the last fight they showed, and that was the last fight they showed because that was the main antagonist of the arc versus the main protagonist. So it was basically.
But how else would you end the season though?
I didn't have a problem with the ending. I thought the ending was good. I just thought in terms of the first half of the arc, I really enjoyed when we started out and just to see, basically just not the fighting and shit and not like going everywhere, but just basically like day to day how Yusuke was dealing with his issues and going and doing shit, just kind of living life. Like, I like that side of it and just seeing how all of them were just living their lives. I really enjoyed that and just seeing all the different character development we got, but not even just character development, just seeing the characters and that environment and just we got to know them better. I think would even be a better. It's like I really like that. But then And then I also enjoyed the beginning where, you know, we got to learn about the demons, calling Yusuke in, and then what was going on in like the politics in Demon World. I thought that was really cool.
Uh-huh.
But then after that, I was like, what are we doing? It just because then like out of nowhere you get all of them are coming to meet up, and then they meet up. Basically, nothing even happens, and then Yusuke's just like, oh, let's do a tournament, and they're like, okay, bet. And then they just have a tournament, and that's it. Like it didn't seem complete. Like I didn't like. I don't have a problem with the ending itself, but the way it came about, I just felt like it was like, okay, we have this. It seemed like there was like, we got to get this done. So then Togashi was just like, okay, I'll just go ahead and to get to. He was like, I need to get from point A to point C. Point B doesn't matter. I just got to get from point A to point C. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it felt like. I don't know what your thoughts were.
I just went with it, to be honest. I mean, I didn't think too much into it. Although I wish I did see a little more on the fights about how Yusuke's dad's friends all show up and they're all like strong as hell.
Yeah, I feel like the time we got with Yusuke's dad. What do you remember? What his name was? It was shit.
Oh, it ends with Zen. I know it ends with Zen. Like,
Ryzen, that's it.
Ryzen, yeah, there you go.
Well, so Ryzen, we barely got to know Ryzen at all. He just died. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like he was a really cool character. He basically had about 2 episodes max of like getting to know him at all. Maybe 1 episode. Because like even when Yusuke was training there, Ryzen wasn't around for barely any of it. So.
I mean, what's Ryzen gonna do? Train him?
Yeah, that
He's
would be cool.
starving to death.
What?
He's starving to death. He ain't doing none.
I mean,
he's just waiting for his death.
He could. I mean, because the thing is he could have been giving Yusuke tips and stuff. It would have just been cool to see them interact more. I felt like.
So you want to see that father-son thing going on?
Yeah, because that was cool. I thought that was cool.
Because you saw it at the end, how before he left Demon World, you know.
For what? That was like a few minutes, and then not to mention, I think, okay, this man's gonna leave Demon World, and he didn't even leave for 2 more years. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
That's true. I was trying to figure out what the fuck he was doing.
Where was he going?
Like, I got business going on. Like, what business takes you 2 years, bro?
Bro, it literally seemed like they made it seem like he was heading back to the human world. And then when they went to the human world for the next episode, when Kubar was talking to Koenma, not fucking Koenma, Kurama. Yeah, I'm just tweaking. But when he was talking to him, I was like, okay, it might have been 2. They might have been in Demon World for 2 years in the living world because maybe time works differently or whatever. But no, this man Yusuke just stayed there for 2 years for no reason.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what was his business? They had to stay in Demon World for another 2 years.
It just seemed like they had to create some drama somehow, and that's just the way they went about it. Because they didn't even go into any detail about why he stayed there at all. He was just there.
Yeah, they just did business. I mean,
so see, like these are some of the things I'm talking about where it seemed like it was rushed. It wasn't very fleshed out at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have a problem with anything that happened. But I just would have liked to see it fleshed out. Like Hiei and Makuro's like relationship or their fight, that was wasn't very fleshed out at all.
How do you think about their relationship?
I thought it was cool. I mean, but at the same time, it's like it didn't feel earned almost. Like it didn't feel. You see what I'm saying? Like it didn't seem like it just kind of happened. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, cause I didn't really understand what the point was of it in the beginning, because I was like, okay, I think they're going towards this, but it didn't seem like they actually did anything together to like warrant that level of like there didn't seem like there wasn't really a connection, you know, like they didn't form that connection before they
besides the fact that they shared the same it's not feelings, but let's see here. You know when
like backstory kind of.
Yeah, they say the same backstory, like hate, and then like they just go on after with hate, like how Hiei hated his clan and all that shit that threw him off the thing, and then she
Yeah,
hated whoever was the person that took her in from slave, and she killed everyone out of hate,
yeah, yeah.
and it
Hmm.
just worked together like that. She said, what did she do to him? Because when he was in the tank,
Bro,
she
I
was
don't know.
like, this is the most I've ever connected with someone in some way. Like, did she enter her mind? Did she enter his mind?
Okay, well, she does have some type of mind. She can like kind of read minds or something. I'm pretty sure there's like something there. I mean, they didn't really go into much detail, but that was basically hinted at that like she had some type of power like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense because like she would have done it with everyone, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
she only did it to the people that she shared the same emotion with, like Hiei and whoever was in the before Hiei.
yeah.
Like Hiei, like you're the most compatible with me.
Bro, this is a little like off of that topic, but bro, what the fuck happened with the doctor? Cause he sliced his head in half, and then he was just
Yeah,
there the tournament.
oh my god, I was confused too. I was like, that dude's supposed to be dead. What is he doing? There's no way they brought that dude back to life.
Okay, matter of fact, didn't he get his arm chopped off in that fight against the doctor?
Yeah, he did
His
too.
arm was back. So maybe that's what she did. She was healing his arm in the tank, putting his arm back together.
Oh yeah, he was fatally injured because like he got sliced in the chest too.
Yeah, that's right. So then maybe she was also able to do that with the other dude. But bro, getting your head sliced in half is a little different than your arm.
Yeah, because your brain's just fucked up now. What
I
the
know.
hell?
Like he sliced it right here too. Like
For
I
real.
don't know. Maybe he made a clean cut to where it didn't even hit the brain somehow. He just like sliced
That's
his head.
definitely bullshit. I want to call bullshit on that.
That's the.
There's no. I don't care how clean the cut is. Your shit's dead. You're dead, bro.
I
I
just
saw
mean
it. Like
like
he's in a tournament.
maybe there's a way to
Come
like
on.
maybe he cut it sharp to where it didn't hit the brain, and that's why she was able to repair it. That's what I meant. Like he still should have been dead, but maybe she was still able to repair it since the brain wasn't too damaged. That's the only thing I can think of. But I mean,
Huh.
there's now you can go with what you're saying.
Do you know those what those tanks remind me of? They remind me of the Dragon Ball Z
Yeah,
tanks
yeah, yeah.
for
That's what I was
healing,
thinking. Yeah, that's what I was
but
thinking.
they're like way upgraded because like you can be like close to death in Dragon Ball Z, and like they put you in a tank, and then you'll be healed up. But like getting your head chopped off, or like you're about to die,
Yeah,
like you're
that's
like 1 second away. I don't know how she did it. Like that's some different shit. He
and
had I don't know how many tubes in his body,
and the
and
thing
they probably
is, they were definitely Hiei and her were definitely like talking after the fight and shit.
yeah.
So it definitely wasn't like, okay, we got to go put this guy in the tank. He was definitely just laying there for at least a while, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're gonna be honest here, there's definitely a lot. Like, I think you're starting to understand why I'm like, this seems very rushed. Because there's a lot of bullshit type of things that we can nitpick at in this arc. So that just kind of goes to show that like, what was I trying to say? That it wasn't fully fleshed out and it was rushed at the end. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, we got a satisfactory ending, I would say. And well,
Yeah, I like the ending.
I would love for them to make, for us to be able to see what happened even after that. But
Would you say you wanted a spin-off series of Yusuke's son or whatever?
would I?
Because you'd see Hiei grow up, you'd see Karama look older, you'd see everyone else look older. You see Keiko still.
I
You see
honestly,
Kuwabara, if he actually graduated from high school and became a doctor or whatever.
here's the thing with that is like, I wouldn't really want like a Boruto type of sequel. I
Uh-huh.
honestly would rather than like barely have a time skip and just like show us what like just make it into like a slice of life, and just do
Okay,
that.
okay.
I think that would be cool. Because I
A slice
mean,
of life kind of thing.
yeah, because at this point, like they wouldn't have to fight a lot, but like you could just show us what they're doing and how they're. Because I like those parts of the show anyway, already without the fighting when they weren't fighting. I thought that was cool. without that. So I feel like they could do that. Because I mean,
Good. Well, this is Yu Yu Hakusho we're talking about. I mean, this is one of the classic and shonen. So
definitely, that's true. That's true.
they could split it half and half, like him fighting his son, training him and whatever. Then he picks up his demon blood too, since he's half demon. He'll be a quarter demon.
True. Like, because here's the thing too, is like in Boruto, since I haven't seen Boruto, but from what I've heard, since Naruto and Sasuke basically created peace, there's no fighting for like the first like 100 episodes, and it's just like filler because there's not shit to fight.
Yeah.
But that's
I heard most of it is filler.
That's why I'm like, okay, so since they made that big of a time skip, there could have been more shit to do in the beginning. For me, what I'm thinking in Yu Yu, if we're talking about writing a sequel, here's in my mind what will kind of be like the perfect type of thing to go off of. It's like you maybe do like a year time skip, a very short time skip, and you kind of go through their lives, and then you show like, okay, there's cracks starting to happen within like the certain realm of power there is, and then I don't know how many years would it be. So then, okay, so let's say they rehab the tournament because they're gonna have the tournament again in 4 years. So they'd have that.
3 years.
3 years. Okay, so then they have that, and let's say like whoever wins, I don't know, it doesn't really matter who wins. But then they just keep going through life, and like a year later, Yusuke has a kid because at that point they're like in their 20s, so it makes sense. Because I mean, they already know that they're gonna get married, so it's like they might as well just have a kid that early because of whatever. So because they've been together their whole damn life, so.
For real.
Bro, okay, I have something else I want to talk about, but I'm going to keep going with what I was saying. So, and they have the kid, and then Yusuke trains him because Yusuke is like, for some reason, his power is declining, let's say. So then he trains his son to be able to fight in the tournament because they need to have someone win the tournament because there's like a bad demon who might be taking over. And that could
how do you think if the evil villain was Yomi's son?
That would be fire. That would be so fire.
That would be a good ass fight. I'm not gonna lie to you,
bro. There we go. We just described a perfect sequel right there. Like,
you're welcome, guys.
You're welcome, Togashi. Please. I know your back. I know your back hurts, but there you go.
Oh man.
Yeah, but all jokes aside, I hope this man's back feels better because we need some more Hunter x Hunter. But
yeah, we sure do.
Yeah. I honestly, what would you rather have, a Yu Yu Hakusho sequel or more Hunter x Hunter?
More Hunter x Hunter, bro. We need to see more Hunter x Hunter, bro. Come on now.
I think that's an easy answer. But I mean, a Yu Yu Hakusho sequel would be great too because I think the strongest point of Yu Yu Hakusho is the characters. Because, like we said in the past, Togashi writes go-to characters. So that's why it could almost be a slice of life, is because the characters are probably the best part about it. So you don't need to have the fighting involved as much. So that was kind of my point in terms of that. But what I wanted to go into now was at the beginning, just how goated this man Yusuke is, bro. Like every episode, I was like, this man getting more goated and more goated. And then it kind of like came to a climax when he went to Keiko's parents' restaurant. Yeah. Bro, that got me so weak, bro. And then he was like, what happened? So he was like, I want this order, and then her dad like made Keiko come down. She was all pissed because he had just told her he about to leave. And then he does the proposal thing. I'm like, bro, look at this, man. He really put himself out there. Dad,
for real.
Her dad is like, every time he's about to lose her, he always goes to the proposals. I was
like, no way. I wasn't expecting this dude. That much. He always pulls that one guy. I'm like, what do you mean he pulled that one out? That's the first time I heard it.
That was so funny. And just how like cool he was with her dad, and like how her dad just like already knew what was up. Like, bro.
Yeah.
That boy Yusuke is just transcending, bro. Like you know, I don't think you'll ever really see that in real life.
Nah, you
But
won't.
Yusuke just don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck, bro, about anything. Well, he does, but within reason.
That was, yeah. You should sit down next to me so my food can taste better. This dude, man.
Bro. Yeah. Then I'm trying to think of what other things that I enjoyed about the beginning, because there were some other things. Because I really liked, like I said, I really liked the first few episodes. It was
Yeah.
really enjoyable. I'm trying to think, and then also when what was I gonna say? So how so what happened is that Yusuke was at school. He was missing school. He didn't know what to do. Like he had nothing to fight. He didn't know who he was. Like he's the strongest in the goddamn world at this point. Like
Yeah.
there's no one for him to fight. No one for him to take on. He's either gonna protect the world or destroy it, as Genkai said. And then he's struggling mentally. So he's like, bro, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure something out. He's not going to class, not really doing anything. So he just decides to go out on this journey. And what happened? Then he go see
He goes to
Genkai.
Koenma.
Oh, he went to
He
Koenma.
goes to,
He talks to Koenma, and Koenma's like, yeah, you're fired from being spirit detective or whatever, because this ain't gonna work. I can't even go home because I don't know what's gonna happen.
yeah, I feel, but his dad's gonna whoop his ass.
Yep. And then did he tell him to go see Genkai? Is that what happened? Or
I'm pretty sure he said go see Genkai.
yeah,
Oh wait, yeah, it is.
I think because he was like, you need some guidance right now. You gotta go see Genkai or something like that. Yusuke was like, I bet. So he pulls up and they're playing video games. Genkai was whooping his ass.
Like, come on now, come on, you embarrassed us.
I was like, damn, I'm weak. He was like, fuck this stupid game.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, Yusuke is just like, he's become my favorite. I think he's my favorite main character right now. Like, I don't know if I'm just biased because I just watched the show, but I think he's probably my favorite main character out of all anime I've seen. So, yeah, I don't know where you would rank him in terms of that, but
He's up there for me too. I like him a lot.
Bro, just the the jokes he has, how he doesn't give a fuck, like all the sarcastic remarks, bro.
For real.
So good, bro. It gets me every time. Like,
He gets me weak as hell. He be calling people such bad insults. Like, what the fuck?
but yeah, so then Genkai's like, I can't even really help you at this point. You got to go see the first spirit.
She said, what do you expect me to do?
Then she sends him there, and then I think, yeah, so he pulls up, and then she's like helping him, like they hit it off or whatever, and then it turns out that she found out about his demon blood already, and was potentially going to take him out, but she was like, nah, I ain't going, because she thought he was a good person, but then she finds out like he can't control himself, right? Isn't that what kind of turned the tide on it?
He doesn't care that he just really said that humans are food and shit.
Yes, because when the three demons showed up, the monks from Rising to make him come to the demon world, and then he was like, I don't really care if you have humans as food or whatever. Like that's you. Like just be honest with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's what she overheard, and she was like, yeah, I can't trust you. Like you gotta go. Honestly, like you'd be better off in demon world, and that really hurt him. Like you could tell that definitely like was kind of like right through his heart, And I think it kind of made him realize like, okay, I just gotta go. Like I cannot. I'm not. It's not safe for me to be here without being able to control myself fully. Which is kind of what he was already feeling. But he's like, I gotta go figure this out in demon world. So then he decides to go, and then we get those moments where he's saying goodbye to all of them and whatnot. And, it's all heartfelt and shit with Keiko or whatever. And then he dips out, and we get to see Kuwabara working hard on his exam, trying to get into this prestigious high school and go to college. All of that shit.
Kuwabara's living the dream. He has no worries anymore.
I don't think that's what he wanted to do, but
I mean, what do you expect him to do?
But shit, we get to find out that he's been pulling up to Genkai as the CEO.
Yeah. See Yukine.
See Yukine.
That boy. He's head over heels for her.
Super support, bro.
Goodness.
It just seemed like she just don't even give a fuck, bro.
For real.
She don't care. Like I
Yo,
mean,
you think
you said what?
you think in the sequel, you think they'd be together? Would you make them together? That's what he ain't gonna be his brother-in-law. I'd be weak as hell.
I think you'd have to, just because like it makes sense, and I don't think she's against it. I just don't think she cares at the moment. She's not really like interested in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she only thinks about her lost brother.
Yeah, literally.
I wonder. Yep.
And that was another thing at the end is when Kurama made him. Bro, Kurama got me so weak. He was like, "Here, I'm not interested in you like that." And up for he was like, "Bro, what?" No.
Oh my fucking god.
Chill, I'm not gay, bro.
Oh, that's some head ass shit,
Kurama was
bro.
just like, "Yeah, I'm just playing with you, but you should give this to her on your own time." And he was like, "Yeah, fine. You know, you always say the truth, even though I don't like it or whatever the fuck." And then, so I feel like they would definitely. I feel like Yukina knows now that Hiei is definitely her brother because of what their interaction before Hiei went back to Demon World, where she was like, "That sounds like some advice that
Her brother would say.
yeah, we'll give her we'll give his little sister, you know, whatever." And like she was like tearing up and shit, and he just dipped. But yeah, so I think I would make them together. Another couple that would probably happen would be Shizuru and Kurama, because I sense that was something. I feel like.
Shizuru and Kurama.
Yeah. Did you see that at all?
Talking about Kuwabara's sister?
Yeah.
Huh, I don't know.
Just made sense. In my head. Cause then,
How old is she?
25? Maybe?
What is it, Kurama? High schooler, basically? I would hit him off with a 25-year-old?
No, bro, he ain't no high schooler, bro.
He's a high schooler, bro.
Oh, he's not. Don't do that.
That Yoko Kurama, he ain't gonna come out, bro. Come on now.
Yo, this man Kurama is not a high schooler.
He's a high schooler, bro.
No, he's not a high. Like, bro, you cannot. The way this man is, and how old he really is, like, even though he grew up in that human body, he's just so mature beyond his years. It's just, he's not a freaking high schooler. I just can't.
He's like hundreds of years older. Bro, what do you expect?
He's just not a high schooler, bro.
Alright, but technically he is a high schooler.
Well, you know, whatever, okay?
Okay.
Bro, when she pulled up to the so when Kurama was with Kuwabara, she like got all like happy and shit, and then she was like, "Oh, if it isn't my favorite redhead or whatever the fuck." You remember that?
Yeah.
So I mean,
I just thought that was like a greeting or whatever. I didn't think too much into that.
bro, I swear there's some other things that happened too, but I was just like getting that vibe, like I don't know, and I was like, huh, it makes sense because like she's struggled to apparently like that's been like a common theme throughout the show, how like she can't get good men or whatever the fuck, and then like Kurama, since he finally became like a human now, you know, he's probably eventually going to have some sort of girl, and then he's also like handsome apparently, because like, you know, all the girls say that, so like that's kind of a known thing, and like she seems like she would be attracted to him, so it just makes sense because she literally likes the like, I don't know why we getting on this topic so heavy, but like she likes the cool and calculated type of dude, because she liked what's his name, the one dude I never remember his name. Yeah, Sakio. And
bro, my computer just blocked out, bro. I didn't hear you for like 30 seconds.
Well, basically my point was like she likes the cool and collected dudes too, like Sakio. So Kurama's like that. So I mean, it just adds up. It just like clicked in my head. I was like, that makes sense. So yeah, that's another. Not that it matters.
Damn, look at that. He and Kurama, his brothers-in-law. Nah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be crazy. But bro, that's
Speaking of
what
have some,
you said. What?
I'm just saying, like, if he had kids, his uncle's gonna be strong as fuck.
But bro, like think about it like this too. Like in anime, that's usually what happens because like you get the main cast, and like the main cast usually gets together with another person from the main cast. That happens a lot. So like
For the most part,
it's
yeah.
kind of normal. But of course, they usually spend so much time together that it's like they're just kind of
They know each other.
necessary. Yeah. But I think we could go back to just a little bit of a rest of the summary of the arc. Is like they get all three of them end up going to Demon World. Hiei is invited by Makuro, which that was another thing that was weird to me. I was like, why is Makuro inviting Hiei? Like, why?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too, cause like I don't know, is it because like he's strong or whatever? Like she needs someone new that will bring strength and someone to connect with. I wasn't sure because
Yeah,
she knows a lot about everything. And you know how she also had EA's thing that his mom gave.
yeah,
His
that's right,
mom's
that's right.
here. I don't know how the fuck she got that. Oh, she they did say in the show, but I forgot.
Yeah, it was shit, she.
Did she find it off a demon or whatever?
Yeah, I think it was the demon who stole from Hiei that
He
she
died.
fought or
So
something.
some other demon that found it.
I don't know, but it was some shit. I don't know if that was somehow connected them to each other or something. Or she just heard about this man and had been crushing on him. I don't know. But it was very strange. It seemed out of place to me. There wasn't really a good reason. Because you had Yomi and Kurama who had that backstory, so that made sense.
Yeah.
And then Yusuke was Ryzen's basically son, so that made sense. And then you got Hiei and Makuro, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Just isn't the same, you know what I mean?
But then they got a bond later on, so I guess it'll work out.
It worked out, but it just, yeah, it didn't. And like, another thing is like, bro, why are they calling on these demons from human world when supposedly there's stronger demons in demon world? Why aren't they getting those demons? Because, bro, Yusuke was like a S class, but he's kind of he was a lower S class. At least that was what I got from it. And then Hiei and Kurama were A class at their top power. And supposedly from what we got is there's a lot of A class and a lot of S class demons in Demon World. So why are they going to the human world to get these demons? Or just that was another thing where I was
Well,
like,
maybe because they just followed up on Yusuke. Because, you know, Yusuke is his son, and then they brought him. So then Yomi was like, it's time to bring Kurama back, because, you know, he was his leader in his,
yeah.
like, bandit pack.
I mean, with Yomi it
Then,
made sense, but another thing is like, why was Kurama his second strongest demon? If he's one of the three kings, and there's a bunch of S class and A class demons, why you got some whack ass, probably like B class demon as your second in command? That doesn't make sense. The boy was weak as fuck. What?
okay, compared to Kurama, come on now.
But bro, like there's and then we see in the tournament how there's a bunch of strong demons that come out of nowhere. Like why are they all in hiding? Like what?
Because, that's because they were Ryzen's friends. That's why they were hiding.
But
They didn't,
are those the only other S class demons in Demon World? Like where are the other ones? You feel me? Like that was something to me. I kind of feel like maybe that there just wasn't enough time to introduce more characters. And Togashi's like, I can't introduce non-goated characters, so I just can't do it.
yeah.
Because I gotta be goaded. And if I can't make them goaded, I just ain't gonna introduce them. So fuck it. Here we are. Which makes sense. Can't blame him for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I will say once they got into Demon World, you know, they're all training in their different ways, and we get to find out about Kurama and Yomi's past, which was very interesting to see that Kurama did that. Because it just goes to show how big of a difference there is between his form now and his form then.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't very Kurama like as we've known him.
Well, yeah, I would not. I wouldn't think that he was a bandit. Like I knew he was a fox. He might have done like some like other shit that foxes do, but like being a bandit, I wouldn't know
Yeah, yeah.
about that.
And then just abandoning Yomi like that. I was kind of like,
Oh, I mean that's because Yomi just keeps going at it. He won't stop. He won't think.
I
He
know,
won't
but
plan.
it seemed kind of fucked up. And I mean, at least, I mean, what we know of Kurama, he felt bad for killing that one kid in the last arc. So it seemed very un-Kurama like, and which basically leads us into in the final part where he ended up deciding to stick with his human form and basically disregard Yoko Kurama forever, and basically just take that part of himself out because he was having so much of an identity crisis.
Uh-huh.
So that kind of led on to later. And then Yusuke, we didn't get to see a lot of Yusuke's training, but we got to see Ryzen beat his ass, so that was cool. And then
Yusuke fought him every month to see if he got stronger or not.
he got his ass beat every time, even though that boy Ryzen was on his deathbed.
Man, I wanted to see how Ryzen would do with full power if he was healthy.
Bro, that would be crazy.
He'd probably kill everyone.
Yeah, bro, he had to be the strongest demon, bro, because Yomi was definitely the weakest of the three, because Makura was overpowered as shit. Like,
Yeah.
she just didn't have all of her power at the time, because, like, it was basically based off her emotions. But, like, if she was at her strongest, I could definitely see her competing with Ryzen, potentially.
Yeah.
At his strongest as well, just because she had that damn dimension cutting shit, which is just
That's some that shit. Like, oh, god
ridiculous.
damn.
And then she
She
has,
was with her hands, too. She's like,
bro, craziness. And then, not to mention, like, or like mind reading or whatever the fuck she has, and then all that other shit she has too, because it seemed like she had a deep ass bag. But then yeah. So but Ryzen at full strength, bro, that's ridiculous. And I feel like Yomi would have got his ass beat. Like if either of them were at their full strength, Yomi would not have stood a chance. There's just no way.
Oh, boy. Like, who do you think was before Yomi?
I don't think there was somebody before Yomi.
Really? I heard, like, Yomi took command of before or whatever. Or, like, he earned his spot in the Three Kings.
Yeah,
Or maybe...
I'm pretty sure there wasn't three kings like that before Yomi. But Yomi...
They think it was just split in half? And then Yomi just built an empire like that?
Well, no, I think the empire was there. There just wasn't a demon of that caliber in charge. So then when he ended up rising to power, and then he became at that level. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I understood. So then it became the three and the stalemate. But yeah, so then after we get to see all them training, he beats the doctor, that comes back to life. We just complaining about that. And then they go into Ryzen dies after we learn about his backstory and how he was in love and shit. And then, him and Yusuke are both in love. What a coincidence. Craziness. And then that's what the end, like, Ryzen was like, oh, look at that, we're both suckers for love, or whatever he says, something like that. I was like, that's funny. Because, like, Ryzen and Yusuke have very similar personalities, honestly. And
yeah, they always compared him to Ryzen. Ryzen's friends and shit. Like, he's just like Ryzen.
Yeah.
Power and all of it.
Which was definitely dope to see, for sure. Because, we didn't get to see Yusuke have a father figure through the whole series. We don't know who the fuck this man's father was. Or I don't even know if he even had a father. Like, was this man?
We can't think too much into it, bro, because, like, Yusuke has a mom, for sure. Because it's her now. But who does he go with to have Yusuke? Like, it's not like Yusuke's gonna appear.
Hold on, bro. I'm getting weak before I even say it, bro. But what if this man's rising sperm, which is so strong, that it was just holding on and just impregnating women throughout the generations until Yusuke happened.
What the fuck? You that's not possible. Like sure he's the strongest. I'll take his blood and whatever. But like, how did she get it though?
Yeah, because it just say he did impregnate the one shorty, so it would make sense for it to have been an actual, regular thing. But I don't know, something interesting to think about, I guess. But it's not like dads are around in most anime, so it's not anything new.
Yeah.
It's kind of a normal thing. So, what else? Then Yusuke goes to Yomi right after Rising dies. He's like, hey, we gotta do this tournament. And first Yomi was against it, but then Yomi starts feeling it. And then, matter of fact, that gives a mention of Jin.
Yeah, Jin,
Chu.
The Ice Ninja, Ishiwaki.
Shishiwaka Maru. The clown motherfucker. Suzuki. Yeah, so they were all getting trained by Kurama and Genkai. And they also pulled up to help out Yomi. And then the whole time they was off and help out Yusuke when Yusuke pulled up. And then Yusuke does that, and then they all pop out the closet and are like, yeah, we down for the tournament too. And Yomi's like, alright, fuck it, I'll do the tournament. And then he creates a kid for the tournament out of nothing in a tube. So that happened. And then trying to figure out what happened after that.
What?
After Yomi created the kid, his son.
I think it was another little time skip to the tournament.
Well, it was pretty much just straight to the tournament.
Yeah.
Not much else to cover. Yeah, so we, get to the tournament. It's Yusuke's idea. He pulls up. This man is a lot stronger than he was. We can see like a 200,000 power level, which it was interesting seeing them make the power levels a thing. Yeah. I wasn't really a fan, honestly. Like, it was cool from the fact that, okay, we get to see how strong these guys are, but it's also like, it didn't feel like the show was based off power levels. It felt like it was based off more than that. Like, to beat someone, it wasn't just about your power level. And that's what they were kind of making it out to be, which I wasn't really a fan of.
Like, when the first thing you think of power levels, you think of, like, Dragon Ball Z and all that.
Yeah. So, then the tournament begins, and they all kind of breeze through their first rounds, but Yomi has to fight his son, and his son's trying to beat his ass, but Yomi's like, eventually like, nah, he just fucks up his son. And he's like, I'm getting your place, you're gonna be better off later, whatever. And then
Yomi's son is dirty, bro.
Definitely. He was definitely doing some dirty shit. But we didn't mention about Yomi being blind, and that was what happened because of Kurama. Kurama abandoned him, and then the dude sliced his eyes instead of killing him. And then this boy Yomi's cold-blooded. He found the demon, basically made him just suffer for like forever. Just because of that. He was just wild, bro. Crazy. And
the demon didn't snitch at all.
Bro, I know.
All those years.
He was just ready to die, bro.
Yeah, fuck it, just kill me. I'll tell you who did it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So, did you want to go over some of the other fights in the tournament real quick?
Let's see here. Who went against what was her name? Who was the other three king that was with Hiei? Makuro, yeah. When she was fighting against one of Ryzen's friends, she was strong as shit. Like, they were toe to toe.
Okay, so it wasn't one of his friends. That was just some random bitch.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Because I don't think she really knew, because it was her and her brother pulled up. And they seemed younger, because all the other ones seemed older. It didn't seem like they were Risen's. I don't think they were Risen's friends.
Really? I saw all of them show up on the grave thing.
It's possible.
I guess unless I'm tripping, then.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, but you can just keep going, I guess.
Yeah. They're getting told, but I feel like that Maruko was losing it because, like, she doesn't have hate anymore. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
definitely.
TA, like, hit that shackle and, like, hit that, you don't need to stay in the past and think in the present and the future or whatever. And I guess
Yeah.
that just hit it home. She's like, I don't give a shit no more.
And he had probably also hit something else home, which helped.
Yeah.
uh,
Anything else in the tournament? Oh, when they thought Yusuke had sacred energy against the Yomi fight,
bro, that was wild.
bro, I was like, what? They said there's something above sacred energy. Like, what the hell could it be?
I was like, they just pulling out some bullshit now, man. What? Like if
They
they
only had it for like 3 seconds, and then like they like blasted off.
like if the sacred energy wasn't enough in itself, they had to make that too,
For they had to make something above sacred energy.
bro. Craziness. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out some of these other characters' names real quick. But did you have anything else you wanted to go over?
Let's see here. Not really, besides the big red dude winning.
Yeah, so he ended up winning. I mean, we saw the Yusuke and Yomi fight. It was pretty quick. I just want to go over these other guys' names so we didn't mention them. Was Renku was a yo-yo dude, and then Toya was the ice dude. And they all basically lost pretty quickly because they just weren't quite at that level.
Yeah, they went against Ryzen's friends and shit.
Yeah, who did Jin fight again? Who did he fight?
He fought. He fought the dude with the antennas that had the hat on.
Okay. Yeah, they were all just strong as shit, which was kind of wild.
I mean, they did all spar against him, so you
Yeah.
gotta be strong as hell to spar.
Apparently, there's like a special chapter that I see. So maybe that's something else we could check out eventually as well. I don't know
So, like,
if you guys made it this far, and there's like any other Yu Hakusho content, like a special chapter like I just on here, and I think I've seen there's some movies too or something that you think
yeah,
we
I
should
think there's like
watch.
2 movies.
Let us know if that's actually like if you think we should actually check that out. I'll probably do some research on it, but let us know down below. Uh, but yeah, I mean, pretty much Yusuke fought Yomi, and that was it. So he just like Yomi was able to overpower him at the very end. They both used their strongest attacks. Yusuke was going crazy, and then he used his strongest attacks. Yomi overpowered him. Yusuke went into a coma. He woke up like a week later, whatever the fuck. The tournament was over,
Yeah,
and that red dude won. And he was like, Yomi didn't win because Yusuke had took too much of his power. And same with Makuro from when she fought.
yeah.
What was it when
Wait,
she
not
fought that
really.
girl? It was the girl mainly because
It's probably the girl.
when she fought Hiya kind of just gave up basically. Like that fight did show some of their connection that we mentioned earlier, but like they didn't really give that fight enough time either. It was very quick and brief. So Yusuke wakes up, the demon's like, alright, we ain't gonna eat humans no more, that's the one rule. We ain't gonna fuck with human world. But we ain't gonna fuck with living world. We just gonna stay in demon world. We're gonna have a tournament every 3 years. That was the end of that. And Yusuke pulled up to the grave. Him and Ryzen have like Ryzen spirit talks to him. They have a little discussion. And then that was really dope, as I've said earlier. I like those interactions. And then Yusuke is basically gonna go back to the human world. But like we talked about earlier, he did not. He did some bullshit for 2 years. And then Genkai has all of them come to her place because Kurama had been updating like them on things going on and things were
Yeah.
going fine. He had stayed there and he was like doing his border patrol, whatever the fuck, preventing demons from
Yeah.
demons from going to the human world, humans coming to the demon world. And then, we get to see him go home to Makuro. They're basically together or whatever now. So, then they all go to Genkai's. Genkai's like, I'm finna die soon. And we like, and everyone's like, we know, you old as shit. And then, she's like, you guys gotta take this over and make this like a sacred place for demons. Or apparitions that come through and whatnot. They're like, sure.
I thought it was cool because she has a bunch of land.
Yeah, she has a hell of land, definitely. And they all go to the beach. They're chilling. And then Keiko did this cringy shit where she was like, Yusuke, if you don't come back, I'm done. And I was like, bro, that's so cringy. And then, of course, Yusuke pulls up and he's like, I don't want you to wait. And then she's like, oh my god, Yusuke. And just tackles that man. I'm like, hey, that boy Yusuke was like,
oh, he's such an ass, bro. He just had to do the little voice shit.
Bro, and then she kissed him. And Yusuke was like, bro, what? He was like, I guess. And then at the end, he was like, when they went to the water or whatever, he was like splashing. He was like, you took, what did he say? He was like, you took that lip tone from me, so now I don't remember what he said. It was some funny ass shit. I don't remember what he said.
He did say something like that. That shit was stupid, bro. That was ass.
And that was basically the end. It pretty much just ended like that. And
yeah, they were just chilling at the beach and shit.
Basically, what we got is like everything's kind of good now. Like peace has been made, and I mean it was very quick, but overall, I'd say I definitely enjoyed the arc. I thought it was a top arc. Out of most arcs, it was very good. But for you,
yeah,
it was a little drop off from the past too, but it was still good. That's all you arcs have been. I've liked everything. So what would you rate the arc?
This arc?
Yeah.
Huh. You're right about not matching up with the last two. Being how they rushed a little bit at the end. There's some little plot holes here and there and whatnot. I might give it like an 8.5. Yeah, I'll stick to 8.5.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm thinking I would give it an 8. It's a solid 8 for me.
That's what I was between 8 or 8.5. Yeah. I might have actually said 8.3, but
I said 8.3. Okay. I'll say 8.12.
Actually, I'll put it like 8.5.
I'm just fucking with you, but yeah, so that's what we thought. Let us guys know what your thoughts were in the comments if you've seen the arc. Hopefully you have if you're watching this, because otherwise I'll be massive spoilers. So if you got spoiled, well, you're a sellout. That's not our fault. You saw the title. You know what it's about. Come on now. What are you doing?
We covered most of it. You might see a little bit here and there that we probably forgot to mention. It's whatever.
But, we just summarized it, talked about our thoughts on it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But I'm thinking we might do one more just to kind of summarize the whole series. Just kind of end it off and maybe talk about future things we might be doing with the podcast or whatnot. But I did want to update you guys, and from now on we are going to be posting a podcast every Saturday. It's a new thing. I'll put it in the channel description and whatnot. It's going to be every Saturday. I'm not folding because I guess a lot of it has to do with me. But we aren't going to fold because, it's a whole group here, not just me, even though I'm the one that said it.
Yeah.
But, it's a group effort. So, yeah, every Saturday, just be on the lookout. We'll probably have another podcast. I don't know when we'll record it, but next year you one and bring that out to you guys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention. Yeah, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe and like the video. That helps a lot. We appreciate it. Leave your thoughts down in the comments like I've said before. And, whatever else. But thanks for tuning in. This has been the final U arc. We finally finished. It's incredible. But we love you guys. Peace. Flow out.
Take care.
Stay safe. Ah!